we've got the This Girl Can ambassadors, and I was lucky to be introduced to some of them and found out their really interesting stories and experiences. So we've got 3 in total through the session. And we're going to start with Marie, who is on the call. We've seen her. So welcome, Marie, if you could take yourself
Hello.
over.
Thank you.
Excellent. So we're just going to have a quick chat around your sporting journey, Marie. So I just wondered if you could share with everyone kind of your sport is running. So I wondered if you can share with us how you kind of got started and why you were motivated to start running.
It feels funny as even now saying my sport is running. So but I got into running in my 40s actually, so quite late, and I was really motivated by the health reasons really. I suddenly had aches and pains daily. I'd get out of bed in the morning and ache, and realised that I had to make some lifestyle changes. There were people around me that were getting sick, and several of my close friends had cancer, and I know running's not going to cure that, but I knew I needed to do something. So kind of a trigger for that was I did a walk. I walked a marathon for Macmillan because the Macmillan nurse had been amazing for my dad, who'd also become unwell, so I wanted to give something back. And then after training, realised that I couldn't really kind of keep up that kind of walking. I loved it, and I loved how it made me feel. And I started losing weight during that journey. So I lost 4.5 stone in the end during kind of that journey, and then realised that, couldn't do that. So, hey, I'll just start running. That'll be, that's just quicker walking, isn't it? And so it kind of went from a walking to I need to fit something into my life that makes me feel this great. What can I do that's quick? I've got a busy lifestyle. What can I do that's quick? So that's kind of where, but I guess the main motivation was just my health and seeing those around me becoming unwell.
And what, if any, barriers did you find you faced in, I suppose, moving from walking to running?
I guess the biggest barrier was in my head. And that was me thinking I didn't look like a runner. As I said, I was 4.5 stone heavier than I am now, so I felt that I didn't look like a runner. Couldn't get sports clothing that I felt comfortable in. Everything felt tight. So, and wearing extra large, men's t-shirts to kind of cover myself because I didn't want anyone to see me. With people not seeing me, I was running at 4:30 in the morning when it was dark, so people didn't see me. I used to get up ridiculously early and just do that and run in the dark. So a lot of that I know was, now when I see people, I know a lot of that was in my head. So I think that's, for me, was the biggest battle. But also I had people making comments, look at the fat girl, that kind of thing, which is never good. And, it's heartbreaking. And I know now that that's about them, not me. I would see people in the gym and they didn't look sweaty. They looked fabulous in their sports outfits and didn't look sweaty at all. And I now realise I sweat because I work flipping hard at what I'm doing. So, I don't have a gym membership because I feel the health benefits for me are outside. That's part of what I do. So I think a lot of the barriers, and I didn't really also feel I had anyone to talk to about running, because a lot of people in my age, their life seemed to be too busy and they weren't getting active and running and those kind of things. So I found an online running group on Facebook who were just so supportive, and when I said I'd been shouted at and called the fat girl, or when I was struggling with finding comfortable active wear, they were brilliant. They supported that journey and cheered every achievement that I did. So they were brilliant.
Excellent. And has your motivation or your main drivers to be active now changed? So from those that got you going originally, are they the same now, or have they changed?
I think a lot of them, they are. They are very much the same. I mean, I run for me. I don't run for anybody else. I don't enter races. I don't do any of those things because it's all about me and what I get from it. I run now for my health, but I also run and for my mental health. Without a doubt, in the last 2 years, I would not have got through the last 2 years if I didn't have running. And people around me will know if I haven't been out for a run that day, because I'm just slightly less focused or a bit stroppy. So I think, the motivations around health have stayed the same. But I think I also I challenge myself more through it, so I'm kind of more motivated. But those challenges are around me. So, you know, I quite often do, at least once a year, we'll do something where I raise money for a charity. I now do try new things, so it isn't just the running for me. I do dance classes, and I've now got a kayak, so I'm going to try kayaking this year. And you know, I think it's all about kind of, I love the feeling that I get from being active and the running and everything else. I'm just wondering if I can get it from other things too. So really keen to try other things and different experiences. So I've never entered a race, so I've applied for several this year. So I'm hoping, I love running in London, so whenever I'm in London I go off for a trot round, and wherever I am in London. So I'm hoping that one of my races I've applied for in London this year I get into. So yeah, watch this space. You could be seeing me swearing a lot, trying to do a marathon or a half marathon training, which is not my distance at all. So I think drivers are slightly different, but definitely the health and the mental health are my key drivers for it.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Problem.